Hello and welcome to Pick a Card Palace. In today's Pick a Card reading, we will be answering the question, how do they feel about you currently? For this reading, we have three options. Option 1 is the lamp from Aladdin. Option 2, here we have the three bears from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And for option 3, we have the troll from the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Okay, so take a look at these three options, and once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box where there will be links taking you to each of the individual readings. I will let you make your choice before we get started. Okay, so if you chose this image, the lamp from Aladdin, this will be your reading. Now I'm going to shuffle the cards and lay them down before we get into the actual reading. So you can go back to the description box and click on the link that'll take you directly to the reading portion of this reading if you do not wish to watch the shuffling. Otherwise, just sit tight while I put these cards down. Okay, so option 1, for those who chose this card, this image, the lamp from Aladdin. This will be your reading. So you chose this image of the lamp, and this indicates that your person feels that you are like a dream come true to them. Now, I'll try and, I don't know if I want to go into the entire story about Aladdin. You can look it up online, or you may already be familiar with it, so I don't really want to spend a lot of time on it. But I would say here that your person is Aladdin in this story, and you are likely the beautiful daughter of the Sultan, whom Aladdin is in love with and wants to marry. Now, in the story, Aladdin begins as a poor man coming from a poor and obscure family. However, he gets tangled up with this guy who hires him for a job, and in the course of beginning this job, whatever it was, it sounds kind of shady actually, but anyway, he ends up finding this magical lamp, and it turns out that this lamp has a genie in it, and when you rub the lamp, the genie comes out and says, "Oh, your wish is my command, what would you like to happen?" And so Aladdin in the story wishes to become rich and to get a grand palace and marry this beautiful daughter of the Sultan. As I said, you are probably the daughter of the Sultan here, and your person is probably Aladdin. Now, I should mention that gender here can be flipped. It's fluid, so, you know, whether you or your person is male or female, I think those are the roles that the two of you are having here. Again, your person is Aladdin. You are the beautiful Sultan's daughter. But anyway, this is very much suggesting that your person is hoping and dreaming about being able to be with you, but they see somehow that they don't measure up, that they're not good enough. And from this story, it suggests that they feel like they don't have enough money, they don't have the right status, they don't come from the right background, and they maybe feel like because of that reason they're kind of not on your radar, or not someone you would seriously consider for a serious long-term type of commitment, whether that's true or not. I mean, this reading is about how they currently feel about you, so this is their perception, not necessarily the reality. But let's see what else we can find out here about how they are currently feeling about you, option 1. So first up here, we have Godzilla, a giant nuclear contaminated monster first introduced in 1954, often referred to as, quote, that guy in the rubber suit, end quote. This is quite interesting. Now, I've already said that your person feels like they don't somehow meet some standard that may only exist in their own mind for them to be able to hope that you would choose them or want to be with them as well. And so now we've got the Godzilla coming through, which suggested maybe your person feels like you would even find them a bit scary. Maybe they feel like they could come on too strong. I mean, the guy in the rubber suit, I mean, that doesn't sound very appealing. So, and then, you know, you got this creature element here with the Godzilla. I'm not sure what kind of monster is Godzilla. I actually don't even know. I mean, I think it's supposed to be some kind of big lizard. But at least that continues on with the fairy tale theme, which I was not actually intending to carry over beyond the first card. But hey, This is what is coming through. So yeah, this person does not seem to feel like they are attractive enough for you. Let me look at these cards over here, see what else we can find out. Okay, so yeah, we have the bear. Sorry, a little tongue-tied. That's interesting. That doesn't usually happen. Maybe your person feels that way around you, tongue-tied. We also have the tree and crossroads. So yeah, there is this uncertainty that they feel, and it looks like it's been going on for a while. So I don't know how long you've known this person, but this is speaking to something that is ongoing and has been developing for probably a long time. I don't know if that long time is simply referring to from the time when the two of you got to know of each other's existence, or what exactly. It could be that you actually have known this person for years, but they have been uncertain for some time. Take that however it resonates for you and your situation. There is this feeling here, though, of familiarity, and here I mean familiarity in the sense of family, which is kind of the root of the word familiar. Maybe your person feels very close to you as though you are family, or is very comfortable with you as though you are family. It could be that they feel that you are very supportive, like family ought to be. Maybe even like a caretaker. This could go either way. It could be that they feel like you are taking care of them or could take care of them, or it could be that they want to take care of you. I'm going to say it's both. It's probably somewhat of both. Again, take that as it resonates. But there's still the sense of this person not being sure where it could all be going, because they have this belief that you maybe somehow would not want them. Okay, let's continue here. Let me look at this card if I can get it up there. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have old-fashioned, outdated, traditional, and behind the times. In the reverse, we have, what is it? Tall, towering, not short, and high in stature. Okay, we've got tall in the reverse, which means maybe this might have something to do with it. Maybe there's some physical trait that your person feels inadequate about. And it maybe has to do with their height. Their height in general, like in relation to everybody, or their height in relation to you. Because old-fashioned comes up here, this indicates to me that we're talking about probably conventions, or if you will, stereotypes about how relationships are, or how people in relationships are supposed to look. When I say people, I mean the two people in a relationship. It could be that your person feels like, oh, well, I'm too short for option one, or I'm not tall enough for option one to find me attractive or acceptable in some way. And so this is your person just having maybe a very traditional view of this kind of thing. Now, if it's not height, it could be some other thing about the physical appearance. It could be that one of you is maybe very slim and or athletic, and the other one is not. And so I would guess maybe your person is the one who feels like they are not attractive enough physically. And to piggyback on what we were talking about, I mean, again, we already covered your person feeling inadequate about their material situation and what they have to offer you there. But this is apparently an old-fashioned person who believes those things are important. Okay, so let me continue here. Let's look at these cards. All right, here we have the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Coins, known in most decks as the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, well, you know, I was just holding this card and I was immediately drawn to, I hope you can see this here, the physique on this person here in the cogs. You see all these cogs? There's a person wearing what looks like a Joker hat. Interesting. And a little loincloth. Interesting. Okay, so a person in a loincloth and a Joker's hat has a very fit body, if you can see this card here. So, again, this is drawing my attention to that whole physical inadequacy that your person is feeling. Maybe they believe they need to work out and level up physically so that they will be acceptable to you or attractive to you, more attractive to you, desirable, and someone you would commit to, as we have been talking about. This person looks like, you know, again, they're very attracted to you. They really very much want to come towards you, but there is this mental block. And that mental block probably has to do with all the boxes they feel like they don't tick off on some list that they have in their head about how you ought to feel or how they assume that you feel. As we've been saying, this is all about their perspective, not yours, and we don't know, or I don't know, what the reality actually is for your situation. This is just how your person is viewing you and the situation and any potential between the two of you. Okay, let me next look at this card. All right, here we have Ellen DeGeneres. Born in 1958, comedian, actress, and talk show host. She was also the voice of Dory in Finding Nemo. Remember? Well, now they mention it, only very vaguely do I remember that. I actually never saw Finding Nemo, but I probably did hear snippets of her voiceover in passing when seeing, you know, clips on TV or whatnot. But anyway, Ellen DeGeneres. So it's quite possible here for some of you there is a same-sex relationship here that we're talking about, since Ellen DeGeneres is LGBTQ. For those of you who do not resonate with that, I think this could be saying that the person sees you as being multi-talented. They think you've got a great sense of humor. They think you're very well spoken. They think you are creative. They think you are successful, or you have great potential to be very successful. So this is beyond looks. This is about just kind of you being the total package. You know, you have so much going for you, and maybe they just feel like Godzilla standing beside you, like they would have to, maybe that's how this resonates. Okay, they would have to come like grab you up and throw you over their shoulder and run back to their cave to have their way with you. That's the only way that you would maybe want to be with them. This is their perspective, okay? Actually, that reminds me of a song. I'll link it in the description. Actually, there are a couple of songs. Let me take note here. One song I'm thinking of is, I believe it's called Peach by the artist formerly known as Prince. And this song talks about how this lady that he's interested in is so beautiful, but he's so ugly. You know, he's just a potato. What in the world would she ever see in him? How could she possibly ever love him? So this is the vibe I'm getting here from your person, option one. And also, since we were talking about the lamp and Aladdin and all of that, it reminded me of the song by Christina Aguilera. It's called Genie in a Bottle. It was back from, I don't know, the 90s. It might have been like her first album or something. Anyway, I will link those songs, both of those songs, in the description if you want to go check out the lyrics, which can often be quite revealing. And you can see how relevant they are to your situation here and what I'm describing about your person. Maybe your person is kind of feeling like they're also the genie in the bottle, or the genie in the lamp here. Because that song talks about, you know, you got to rub me the right way and then I'll come out and be with you, but you have to convince me. Actually, now I'm talking about it, maybe they feel like you're the genie. Maybe they feel like you are this amazing, fantastical being who needs to be convinced to come out and interact with them. You know, they feel that if you did that, then you could make all their dreams come true, like the genie in the story and like the genie in the bottle in the song. So again, yeah, check that out. Check that song, those songs out if you feel drawn to that or called. But let's continue here with your reading. Next up, we have fire. We also have change of plans and sandwiches. Okay, so the fire is reminding me of what I was talking about, the attraction that they feel. They're very drawn to you. They're very excited by you and about you. They may feel like this is something like an all-consuming fire that they feel towards you, and yet they are, as we said, perhaps holding back. They're uncertain of whether you would accept them or have the kind of relationship with them that they want to have with you. And we are already talking about, you know, they want happily ever after here. It is interesting, though, with the change of plans. It could be that they realize they're going to have to change something about their life. And we talked about that a little bit when I said this person feels the need to level up, at the very least, to get fit or, you know, do something with their physical appearance to be more attractive and acceptable to you. And in this card, change of plans, we actually do have two people running. So that goes along with the idea of hitting the gym, working out, and getting fit. And the good news here, I guess, is that they believe that you motivate them to, you know, want to achieve this not only more physically attractive body, but also, you know, more physically healthy body. We've got the sandwiches here card, and you know, this actually looks like a healthful sandwich. It's got greens, it's got some meat, got a bit of cheese, bread, and little, like, looks like an olive on the top there. So yes, it seems that you are giving them the motivation to clean up their physical habits, perhaps their daily habits in regard to how they care for their body, or, well, to change the way maybe they don't care for their body, so that you will want them like they want you. How about that? Okay, option 1, that is your reading. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to move on now to the next reading. Okay, hello there, option 2. If you chose the Three Bears from Goldilocks and the Three Bears, this will be your reading. Now I'm going to shuffle and excuse me, I'm still tripping over my words today. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to shuffle and lay down the cards before we dive into the reading. You can go back to the description box and find a link that'll take you directly to the beginning of the actual reading if you do not enjoy this part where I shuffle. If you do enjoy this part or just don't care, or don't mind, I should say, watching, listening, waiting, then feel free to do so. But otherwise, I'll see you on the other side of all this shuffling. For those of you watching, the book just flew out. I'm not going to lay it down, but might keep that in mind for later. Back to shuffling. Got another flipper. Now we got gifts. Interesting. Moving on. Okay, option 2, if you chose the Three Bears from Goldilocks and the Three Bears, this will be your reading. So let's begin with the card that you chose. You can see this is Three Bears. Most of you will be familiar with the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, so I don't intend to go over the whole thing. But this card actually depicts the end of the story when the three bears, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear, as shown here, return to their home only to find that there's some stranger in there. Now, we know that the stranger is Goldilocks, and she has made herself at home. In fact, I do believe it's Baby Bear, who looks very shocked here, who discovers that Goldilocks is sleeping in Baby Bear's bed. Now, she wakes up and she's scared, and she's like, oh my goodness, these bears, I gotta get out of here, and she runs away, and that's pretty much the end of the story. They say the bears never see or hear tell of Goldilocks ever again, or I guess to them, that strange person. They wouldn't have known her name. Anyway, I think here that you are represented by this card here. You, the viewer, option 2, you are the Three Bears. If one person can be represented by a group. So your person feels like maybe they have somehow intruded into your personal space, that they have maybe not only maybe shown up uninvited, but that they may have even worn their welcome out. Maybe they are a bit too familiar with you, and they come around more than, well, from their perspective, they maybe feel like they come around more than you would like, that you aren't ready for them to, say, move in or move closer towards you or be quite so familiar. They feel like you've already got a life established with people in it, and maybe you don't want to really disturb that by trying to clear space and make room for them. But let's see what else we find out over the course of this reading to see if that comes back out. That theme, I mean. So let's look at this card. Okay, we have internet kitties. Like. Okay, so your person thinks you are adorable. You are so stinking cute. And maybe that's why they just can't stop wanting to be around you. Let's see, what else we got? Maybe they look at photos of you actually on the internet, on the interwebs, on social media. Maybe they're always liking, giving you a thumbs up on your photos and on your posts or what have you. For those of you who have this person actually on your social media, that is, I understand there's probably some people out there watching who don't have much of a social media presence. So, take that as it resonates. At any rate, they do think you're cute, regardless of whether you're on the internet and on the social media apps or not. So let's continue. So we have the scythe. We have the stork. And we have the whip. So it could be that your person feels like there was something that happened to make you move away from them, or that made you push them away. I don't know the particulars of your particular situation. It's going to vary from person to person watching this. So, you know what happened or what's happening between you and the person you're thinking of for this reading here, so you should be able to figure out where you fit into that scenario. As we were saying, it's as though they want to be a house guest of yours and you don't want them to be a house guest of yours from their perspective. So it may not be you really feel that way, but they've somehow gotten this impression. And as I said, it looks like, I don't know if there was some situation in which some words were spoken and your person took it to mean they need to back off, or if something else happened and you felt like maybe cutting them off, or, as I said, kind of pushing them away. But there is still attraction here for you, as we've talked about. This, regardless of whatever happened there, they still want to be close to you. They still want to come towards you. They're still very attracted to you. But they're not necessarily so sure that you feel the same way at this juncture. Let's continue. Okay, we have shining, bright, radiant, and brilliant. In the reverse, we have billowy, surging, swelling, and puffy. Okay, well, it appears that you still have this pull for them. They still see you as this bright and shining individual, like a beacon in a storm, perhaps. I mean, maybe that's why they were wanting to get close to you and hang out at your house too much, or just be around a lot. It's because they were just basking in your warmth. This may be a case of someone kind of feeding off of positive energy. I don't want to say this person is like an energy vampire. I'm not so much getting any such vibe as that. But, it's just, I mean, I think everybody's this way. You don't have to be an energy vampire or a narcissist in order to enjoy the company of people who make you feel good just by being, I guess, who they are. And that's how they feel about you. So I can't say it's a bad thing per se. Okay, let me look at these. Let's look at the tarot next. Okay, we have the Sun, the Four of Cups, and the World. Okay, it seems that this person is realizing that they still want something with you. So if you and this person are on the outs, they don't want that to continue. They want and hope for some kind of reconciliation, reunion. It would make them oh so happy. But there is a sense of some distance here. And it seems it was forced distance, like somebody put up a boundary or an actual barrier some kind of way, and I would assume it was you, option 2, and not them, since they're the ones coming through as very much wanting to get close. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, we have the President. Hail to the Chief. Okay, so that's telling me that this person feels like you are in charge of this situation, that somehow the ball is in your court, or you control what happens and what doesn't happen in this relationship, when it happens, how it happens. You are, yeah, the person in charge here, which is interesting. I don't know why your person seems to think it's all on you, unless, as I alluded to previously here in this reading, you cut them out or push them away or threw up a boundary of some sort. In such case, I guess it is it is up to you whether they get to come back or come back around, and to what extent. But yes, they see you as being a very in charge person regarding your relationship with them, and or someone who's just very in charge generally, like that's your personality. But considering the things we've gone over so far, I think it's safe to say that, yeah, they not only see you as being the controller here in the relationship, but they defer to your authority here, to your ability. And that somewhat suggests to me that maybe they did something that they are, I don't know, sorry about. I don't see I'm sorry type cards here, really. But it's just the vibe I'm getting. So let me see what else. So we have theme park. We have Africa. And we have Europe. Wow, okay. We seem to have a theme going on here now. We got an international theme. I was actually going to say, is it that your person is somehow far away physically because of the world card and because of the stork over here? But now we've got Africa and Europe, so that has prompted me to say that out loud. Sometimes I don't say everything. I just kind of think it and for some reason don't say it. But anyway, yeah, so that could be going on here, or at the very least the person feels distant from you, as though you may as well be as far away from them as Africa while they're in Europe, or as far away as Europe while they're in Africa. But this card, the theme park here, is indicating to me that this person feels like they have a lot of fun with you. But at the same time, I am drawn to, we got a few cards here that are referring to cycles here. We've got the World card here. And if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, then you may be aware of the image on that card, wherein there is someone literally floating in the sky, and there are these things revolving around them. And then here we have the merry-go-round up in the sky, revolving. And then we have here the stork, which actually depicts kind of a circular motion, or suggests one, I should say. One of the meanings of the card is a going back and forth type of energy. So, and of course this is about flight and being in the air. So maybe there's something the person feels is up in the air about the two of you and what's going on with the two of you, but also that there is this cycling. And I said merry-go-round, but is it a merry-go-round? Oh yeah, there's a merry-go-round down there. Okay, there's a merry-go-round. That's not in the sky. This is a Ferris wheel, right? Okay, somebody probably would have corrected me in the comments, which is fine. I like comments. Be nice though. Thanks. But anyway, yeah. So we've got two objects here that are suggesting, you know, circularity, cycling. As I said, kind of a back and forth. So maybe this is not your first go round with this person in regard to whatever the issue is right now, because it does seem like there is probably for most of you, an actual issue here. So this person may be thinking about that, thinking about how, oh, this keeps happening over and over. Maybe they want to break the cycle, but they know that would, take some work and some discipline. At the same time, the ball is in your court right now, so they probably are just waiting to see what is going to happen next, or maybe they'll make an effort, like stick a toe in the water, test it out, see how you respond. If you are in fact on the outs with this person, and if you're not totally on the outs, I mean, it could still be some other version of that, just a tentative gesture on their part to see whether they can get back in your good graces or better graces. But yeah, option 2, this is your reading. This is how the person on your mind is currently feeling about you. Thank you very much for watching. All right, option 3, those of you who chose, gosh, I don't know why I'm tripping over my words today. Those of you who chose the troll from the Three Billy Goats Gruff. This will be a reading, but first I'm going to shuffle and lay down the cards. If you don't want to watch that, you'll find a link in the description box that'll take you directly to the reading part of this reading. Otherwise, you can just stick around and watch me do this part here. Probably won't be any commentary. Okay, interrupt the shuffling here just to point out that the city tried to jump out. I'm not going to lay it down there. I don't take the flipper cards. Okay, option 3. Now let's get started with your reading. So you chose the troll from the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the Three Billy Goats Gruff story, but it's basically about three billy goats wanting to cross a bridge that has a terrible, evil troll living under it. And the troll basically is in the habit of killing any animal that tries to cross the bridge. But these three billy goats, there I go. I keep saying groats instead of goats. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, the three billy goats in this story are clever and they outsmart the troll, and they end up actually the third and biggest billy goat ends up grabbing the troll up in the billy goat's horns and tossing the troll off the bridge into the river that then washes the troll away forever and ever. So then everyone can enjoy crossing the bridge without any threat to their lives. So now, in this scenario, I think the troll is your person. The person on your mind, option 3. Your person, I'm not saying your person's like some kind of evil, homicidal, flesh-eating monster. No. I think this is just more so like how they are feeling right now. Like they are very upset. They have attempted to achieve something in regard to you, and maybe it hasn't gone like they wanted it to go. Now, maybe they've been wanting to capture you in some way, capture your attention or capture your heart. And maybe they've had some kind of aggressive tactics that they were using. And I don't know, maybe they just didn't understand that wasn't the right way, but now they just seem, they're coming through like they're feeling thwarted in the situation. So I think they're maybe coming to realize that, what they have tried is not working. Now, the fact that it's an actual troll, I wonder if you've had some kind of internet-based dealings with this person, because in modern parlance, trolls only come up when we're talking about people being ugly online. So I wonder if this person did or said something to you online or to someone because they were being a troll. They were trolling you even, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that might be relevant for some of you. I will assume it's not relevant for all of you. But the original message, though, about this person feeling like they're not getting their desires met here through the actions they have taken so far in regard to you, that message stands. I think that applies to all the people here watching. So let's see what else we can find out. We have baby seal. Cute flippered mammals, not to be confused with Navy SEALs. Well, I would think not. That they would be confused with that. But, this reminds me of the Save the Wildlife campaign, and they might have actually called it Save the Baby Seal. I think maybe it was on the West Coast of the United States years ago that, the seals would wash up or be there. I don't know. Is that right? I'm not sure about that. Let me know if you actually know something about this. But I remember that the activists were claiming that the baby seals were being abused. Like they were washing up onto the beach and some evil people were like clubbing the baby seals and killing them or something. I'm not sure why. Was it for food or was it because the baby seals were annoying or something? I don't know. But this person apparently feels like maybe you are cute and cuddly and have been wronged in some way. Maybe they realize that they are the ones who wronged you, like seeing as how they come through here as the troll. So maybe they have come to realize that, again, their approach to you, they came on too strong, or they did something that was not good or right or appropriate or nuanced, that it was just really over the top. You know, like clubbing a baby seal just because a baby seal is there, washed up on the beach. I mean, yeah, so that's not the way I would think. Not the best way. Oh, wait, I'm not going to look at that quite yet. I'm going to look at these. Let's look at these. Okay, we have the letter. The snake. And the lilies. Okay, so again, there's some sense of perhaps written communication here with the letter, that perhaps your person said something, did something that hurt you, that was inappropriate. And they realize that. And now they really perhaps want to see if they can make amends, to make things right. And they believe maybe they could write to you and ask for perhaps some kind of forgiveness, or for another chance, or try to explain what the heck was going on for them to have done or said what it is that they did or they said. They want things to be peaceful and stable between the two of you. They have a strong desire for that, but they also recognize that whatever this ugly thing was here that happened, it cannot stand. They can't just skip over it and pretend like it didn't happen and somehow expect you and them to just move forward in bliss. You know, they recognize they need to address this effectively. I'm getting a sense here, did they perhaps lie to you about something? If they did, I think they may want to explain, apologize, something to that effect. Okay, let's look at what we got here next. We have dirty, unclean, soiled, and impure. In reverse, we have fabulous, marvelous, wonderful, and incredible. So it does seem, and I'm sorry for background noises, I can't really control it. Oh, look, it went away. Great. Okay, so this person feels dirty. Like they really feel like they did something bad and wrong here. They are not fabulous. They are not wonderful. They are not incredible. They feel dirty. So, wow, that's interesting, because we got this sense over here of, like I said, there's some kind of dishonesty, maybe outright lies. And I'm going to say here, there's a possibility for some of you that there's a third party element here. I don't really like to get into third party stuff, but if it comes up, I do like to mention it, just because it is something that happens, unfortunately, in people's situations. And so if the cards are speaking of that potentially, I feel a duty to say so. Now, obviously, if you are not in a third party situation and you do not know of any such third party, then this may not resonate with you, and that's fine. This is a general reading for a collective. So some of you this might resonate for, some of you not. So for those of you that don't resonate with this, that's okay. You know, please don't think, oh my goodness, Pick a Card Palace told me they spilled the beans. No. You would know about the third party if that applies to you. Okay. Now let's look at the tarot we've got here. So we have the Seven of Coins, which would be like the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Judgment card. Okay, yes, as I was saying, I think this person does want to make things right, make amends, reconcile with you, but there's this hesitation, there's this waiting. They are maybe I don't even know if there's planning just going on yet. They're waiting. There's a lot of waiting energy here. I don't know why they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting for enough time to pass so that they think you'll be more receptive should they come forward. And maybe that's what's behind wanting to write to you, perhaps instead of calling you up or meeting up with you in person to talk about this thing. Maybe they feel that this less I was going to say full contact form of contacting you would actually suit the situation better. Yeah, I think that there's like some hesitation. They could be trying to come up with some kind of plan, a way forward, because they do want to make amends, I think, here. Let's see what else. Okay, we have Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell, says Gidget the Chihuahua. Wow, I didn't know that dog's name was Gidget. You might or might not remember, depending on how old you are, that there was a Taco Bell commercial many years ago, I think, and they had these commercials starred a cute little Chihuahua, and he would go around saying, because, you know, in the world of television, dogs can talk, yo quiero Taco Bell. So it was, you know, considered very cute. Now, what that has to do with your person and you, I think, well, maybe the focus here is yo quiero. I should point out that, you know, in the commercials, there was this frenzy to have Taco Bell because it was just so awesome. The food was so tasty. And I can't remember now whether the dog enjoyed the Taco Bell or whether it was just the people around, maybe both. But yeah, it could be that this card is simply stressing here that this person wants you. I should say, for those who don't know any Spanish, yo quiero means I want. I believe that's what that means. I want Taco Bell here. So your person wants you because you somehow for them maybe hit the spot in a way that, you know, nobody else really can, and they're really craving you, your company, or other things. This is a PG reading. Okay. Let me see what else we got. We have the hippie, mushrooms, and the princess. Okay, I think that you're probably the princess here. Right here. Now, interestingly, this princess is beautiful and glamorous, but also she is uh, holding a sword. Right here, kind of behind her skirt, kind of. You can just see a bit of it here. So, your person thinks you're beautiful and glamorous, but they also think you could have something that is lying in wait for them should they attempt to come towards you. And again, that may be why a letter or a written communication seems more appropriate in their mind, at least at this time, you know, as a way to try and get things back on track with you. Now, the hippie with the mushrooms here is suggesting to me that they feel like you are some kind of drug, that they get some kind of high off of you. I mean, because I am seeing, that there's quite a lot of desire here. I mean, of a sexual nature, I would say. So there is that. And we were talking about Yo Quiero Taco Bell. I mean, like, they have this craving for you. And as I said, it seems to be a physical craving for you. Option 3. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do something nice or I should say do something a little different for you, option 3. And see if I can get you just a little bit of advice. But shh, do not tell option 1 and option 2 I didn't do this for them, okay? Okay. So for option 3, what is the advice here for them regarding this situation and this person? Okay, we have Trojan gift, hail, and loneliness. Okay, bottom of the deck, in the wrong. Okay, so I'm getting here that you would do well to let them communicate with you because they are the ones in the wrong. But I'm getting that there is some maybe delay or disruption here. And the cards are indicating, don't lose your conviction here regarding this person. Even if time goes by, however long, and this person actually comes back towards you, don't just let everything go as if it never happened. It needs to be addressed. The cards are also saying, be wary of this person, whether they come back towards you sooner or later, because this person may still have some kind of trollish tendency, and you want to be sure that real change has taken place before you let them back into your life. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. Option 3. Thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, goodbye.